Hey everybody, welcome back. Just doing another one of these vlogs, just keeping it casual today. Um, I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, and I I'm recording it for a good reason, obviously. Um, so uh, everyone does this, at the end of the year, everyone gets reflective, and they start thinking about how their years went and all that sort of stuff. And I'm not really gonna spill my beans. I mean, I kind of alluded to a few things throughout the year, um, but um, you know, um, uh, I mean, it goes without saying it was a pretty. I mean, it was a hard year. It was emotionally a very hard year. Um, and a lot of that dealing with my dog passing away, and um, a lot of the, I guess you could say, transitional periods that's taken place, with separating from certain family members and stuff like that. Um, so it's been a lot to take in. And um, uh, I think that I have a better grip to it now than I did a few months ago. um, and um, I kind of want to detail my plans for 2024 because they also do affect the channel a little bit. Um, so I just want to just kind of detail where things are going, what my plans are, and I also just want to archive this just because, who knows what the next few years are gonna offer in terms of just like, family dynamics and just how everything's gonna turn out. Like, things are bound to happen, so so it's good to just at least see what you uh see what the plan was going to be, and see if it's still possible at this point, at that point. um so yeah, so let's just get into it. So excuse me, I'm just a little anxious for some reason. I don't know, just lately I just my anxiety's been up. I think it's because I went to the beach not too long ago. I actually um, went on the the big swell that came in here in California this past weekend. There was a huge swell that showed up, and I thankfully got to go, and it was very nerve wracking because I mean it's dangerous out there, obviously. There's actually a couple of rescues that were happening near my area. Um, but I was also pretty surprised because it was apparently like the height was apparently bigger than I initially thought. I thought I did like 5 or 6 feet, but there's reports saying that it was like 6 to 7, even high as 8 feet. So I have no idea. It was high, but it was higher. I'll say that it wasn't like it was like crazy high, um, but uh, but yeah, I don't know. Since maybe that was like caused a little anxiety because I was just like extremely nervous actually going out there because with bigger heights and all that sort of stuff, it can lead to injury and stuff like that. Um, and I've just never actually. I was both excited but also nervous because I've been very desperate to like do bigger waves. So so to see them actually show up here at around this time, because January is usually the best time, but to just see them at this heights, like yeah, I got really excited. So um, and it was very fun. It was a very fun experience. So it was a good way to end the year, so to speak. Um, so um, but looking towards the future, seeing what our plans are for, excuse me, for the end of the year, or for the rest of the year. Um, so I have a job. I have a job that I'll be starting up in January. Uh, just working for Sprouts, nothing too extreme. Uh, so that'll be done in the mornings, just a few days, so nothing incredibly, needed, like extensive, It's not a full-time job, just a part-time gig 'cause I have my obligations here at home. So, and the reason for that is twofold. I mean, one, just to be proactive, just to start doing adultery stuff, but for another, um, I'm planning to move out in 2 years' time, and, uh, I already have done the things that I would need to do, so I've already put out waiting lists for things. I've looked at estimates of how much I would need for a budget, uh, potentially moving in with a roommate. We'll see how everything goes. It's kind of still up in the air. Um, good friend of mine. I mean, he's been like a third brother to me. So so very happy to have him potentially as a roommate. Um, so you know, it was originally going to be a 4-year plan, but my mother uh, talked me into doing it a 2-year plan because I mean, better sooner than later. It's because you never know. Because 4 years gives more time for things to happen. Where in 2 years, you have you you're on you have a certain time just to make things happen. So um now 2 years is the plan, but because we have waitlist out, that could be anytime. So like 2 months from now, there could be an apartment available, and then boom, I'd be in a new place. Or 2 years from now, or 3 months, 4 months, like it could be at any time, and you know, like that's that's why I have this job, so I can have money available for when that happens, and uh, just hit the ground running when it's all said and done. Um, but so that's a big thing, obviously, because um, I'm just ready to just to start doing things on my own. I'm ready just to be fully independent, and to start living my life. I am uh, I'm very happy with the idea of moving in with this friend of mine. He's a great guy. Um, I'm also happy with being by myself, just to be frank. Like I am cool with either option. Um, because I'm usually very reserved. I like to keep things to myself, or usually I like to just be, pretty kept, just keep things, just close to my chest, what I'm saying? I'm not really outspoken. I used to be, but I saw, what that looks like, especially what I was like talking about. There's just certain things that you kind of need to tell, like maybe your close friends, not like every person that you speak to. Um, so, but yeah, that's my plans. I mean, it's big steps, and um, you know, uh, like the only downsides I will say is that the motivation to do this stemmed from tragic situations. We will say that. Um, and I wish that wasn't the motivation. I wish that wasn't the origin point of why I'm doing this. Like, but hey, the fact that it's happening is is enough. I shouldn't have to focus on those small things. I mean, it sucks. I mean, it's not great, but I'm not gonna let myself just focus on that stuff. I'm gonna focus more on the fact that you're gonna be independent. You're gonna have your own place. You're gonna be doing things um, on on your own schedule with like housing and all that other stuff. It's gonna be great. You know, and you know, I I hopefully will be uh ready, financially, and also just emotionally, because I've been here with my family for a long, long time. Been here with my mom now for about 3 or 4 years. I was with my dad for a long time, and then I made some changes and came here with my mom. Uh, it's it's gonna be tough, obviously, when that day comes. Um, but I think I'm ready. I think I'm just really wanting my own space at this point, and um, you know, I'm very optimistic about what the future is gonna be. Because obviously that's the goals. It's to hopefully have a house, or not a house, but an apartment. I'll even like settle for a studio apartment. Like I'm not looking for big like things. I'm not looking for like a 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, whatever like that. I mean, sure, if I have a friend, yeah, let's have a 2 bedroom. But if it's just me, like I don't really care. I'll settle with a studio apartment. Like I don't really care too much. I just want to move out, and I want to move out to a relatively decent spot. And thankfully, uh, there are avenues that are at my disposal because of my of where I land in terms of my income. So I won't get into too many details just because I don't want to like talk too much about like my own personal stuff. But needless to say, this sort of thing is more attainable, um, and especially out here in California. I mean, I'm grateful that there are avenues available that uh, because of my position, there are avenues that will make the transition in a financial sense much more much more attainable, much more understanding, and not like so much of a stress. So um so you know so but this is all goals, but who knows? Who knows what will happen? Who knows what will happen? Maybe 2 or 3 months it'll happen. 2 or 3 years it'll happen. I have no idea. I really have no idea. So the only thing that I can do is just push forward and to just do my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really trying this year, or this year. The day I post this video is gonna be like around January. Um, I'm really hoping to just be proactive and really just focus on what I need, um, and um, and less so about what happened, less so about hardships, because I have dealt with it. I have processed it, in the ways that I see fit and what I think is appropriate. Because I've had many people, tell me certain things, specifically with my dog, just how I treated him. Like people have told me this and that. I have I have accepted the fact that I was not a good owner, and I accept the fact that I could have done better. Like that's that, Like I'm not gonna twist it any other way. I know that I loved him very much, and that that like his ghost does kind of haunt me a little bit, um, for good reason. Um, but um, but I will not let those things deter from my mission, for what I want to do and what I need to do ultimately. Because this year was also, this might sound a bit dark, but this year was a lot of like death. Like there was a lot of death that happened. A few family members passed away. Just recently, someone that we were, they weren't blood, but it was someone on my friend's end, someone that we knew, uh, personally, passed away recently. Um, it's just been a bit of a, it's been a lot of grief. It's been a lot of a lot of turmoil, um, but I'm ready to progress. I'm ready to move forward. I'm ready to not forget these things because that's something that some people say of doing. I don't think it's the smart thing to do. Um, I think that the the right thing to do is to accept events for how they are, like truthfully how they are, not just how you interpret those events, but truthfully, like how things were, and move forward, and find ways to keep yourself afloat and to not let yourself not let yourself be consumed by your depression or in my case my anxiety right now. Like, find ways to keep yourself motivated and have goals, like that's very important, so have long-term goals, have things to do, because that's what keeps the mind occupied. um and more importantly, understand that the way to move forward is to realize that you're going backwards. Like, that's the best way that I can put it, is if you cannot understand that you're going backwards in life, then clearly you're not ready to move forward. You need to understand that you're going backwards, why it is you're moving backwards, and then try to change gears and see if you can start moving forward. You got to learn to process things. You got to do this and that before you start moving forward. And I feel that I've done that. I feel that and obviously, with just how things are, with just my personal life, just how things have been set up, by just just how it is. There will obviously be some grief. There will obviously be some moments where it's more raw. Um, and you're allowed to have that. Like lately, I've been trying to allow myself just to be more free spirited in terms of how I feel emotionally, because lately I was being very restrictive. Like I would just like not feel this, not feel that, you know? Like, allow yourself to feel, like, if you feel pissed, it's okay to be pissed off, Like, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not doing anything that would be wrong, it's okay to be angry. It's also okay to be sad. It's okay to be, down. It's okay to have all these feelings, as long as you return to that positive minded, as long as you return to that positive mindset, then it's okay. It's okay to bounce from one emotion to the other. It's totally fine. you know there's some people who will say that you have to be like this all the time, and I don't agree with that. Like, I honestly think that that makes you more angry, and that it makes things harder. It's okay to just let yourself feel everything. Just let yourself feel every emotion, and then return to that 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 balance. You know what I'm saying? Because ultimately, that's how you protect yourself, is allowing yourself to move, to be able to stretch. You know, that's the way to move forward. I've been learning, is to just let yourself feel and accept. Yeah, like, allow it, see why you're feeling that way, and then accept for things for how they are, and truthfully. You know what I mean? Like, it's it's hard. Believe me, it is very hard, especially, for some people's circumstances. It's probably really hard, to accept things for how they are. Um, and believe me, with my situation, I have many reasons to be angry, and I have many reasons to still be upset. You know, um, but these past few months, I have been angry, and I have been very upset. But this month especially, maybe it's just because the holiday season. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just with timing, just how I've been feeling. Maybe it's also just because I've been doing things Like I've been going back to therapy. I've been doing these other things. Um, Maybe it's just the timing of accepting how things were, and then with the holiday season, I just feel better. I just feel like I'm in better spirits. I do obviously do feel that anger, obviously, and I'm working on it. I'm trying not to be as pissed. Um, but you know, it's a it, it's just a waste of energy, you know, to be angry all the time. Be angry for like be angry, but don't be angry every day. Like if you feel pissed, let yourself be pissed, but let yourself return back to that nice spot when it's all said and done. Like that's just me. That's just what I've been trying to do anyway. So, and I'm moving forward with that mindset. You know, I'm going to focus on my goals, but I'm also not going to restrict myself emotionally. Like I'm just going to let myself move in whatever that is. If I'm not in a good mood, then I'm just not in a good mood. Like maybe maybe those past things are coming back to haunt me a little bit. Maybe I'm just maybe there's a little bit of grief that's still there. I'm gonna let myself feel it that day. Um, Obviously, I'm not gonna let it interfere with like my fundamentals, like my job, whatever like that. But I'm gonna let myself feel that way. And if I'm feeling very happy that day, then I'm gonna be happy. you know, like I'm just gonna let myself feel. Maybe that's the depression talking. I don't know, um, but it's like I'm just trying to be more free spirited, and I'm trying not to let myself think too much about stuff. Just let yourself move, and when it's necessary, take some time to think, take some time to breathe, but keep on moving, keep on pushing forward, and hopefully you'll see some results. Hopefully you'll see some changes be made. And in my case, maybe whatever that might be. Maybe it might be an apartment. Maybe it might be this and that. Who knows? But I made some mistakes. Um, I've also made some huge changes personally and emotionally um, this year. It's been a lot, especially this past August. There was a lot of stuff that happened with my dog passing and a lot of other things, or at least learning that my dog passed. Um, there's a lot of stuff to chew on, um, but you know, you just got to keep moving forward. You just got to keep pushing and accept things for how they are. Accept that you have to let yourself feel. You can't just close this. Like because that's not how some people read. Also, it's like this year's done and just forget all that shit. It's like I wouldn't I wouldn't label like that. Like just don't try it. Just take this year as a lesson. Just take this year and look at it and say, okay, let's try not to get to those bad points again, but don't try to lock off those things those events that happened. Like it's okay if you want to be sad. It's okay if you're still grieving. Like it's okay. You know, no one's saying that you have to be like perfect. It's okay to still deal with things. So so you know but ultimately what I'm saying, guys, is that I have dealt with it, and I know that in the future there will obviously be moments where I will need to cry, or I'm angry, or all that sort of stuff. Like it's inevitable, but I'm not going to let that dictate my life moving forward. I'm going to lead with a positive attitude. I'm going to lead with more optimism. Um, and I mean, obviously, I'm still cynical. That's just my nature. But I'll be, I'll try to be more optimistic. In terms of just like where life can go. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh god, it's not going. It's like, you know, whatever happens, happens. You know, so that's my mo. That's what I'm looking to do. Just hoping for the best, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully, hopefully, you know, just hopefully a more brighter year. Hopefully uh, less headaches. You know, but you know, that's probably being unrealistic though. Like reality is that the year will be whatever it is, you know. Um, and I welcome it, you know. Whatever it is, I welcome it, and I will try to lead through with a better spirit and to to just be better, just to be positive and just to focus on what needs to be done. So yeah, so that's my plans for this year is to keep moving forward. Um, so you know, it 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 was what it was, and I can't change anything. And what I can change though is my attitude and how I can, you know, what my future could be. You know, so yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. You know, if you're a cool fit, you know, let me know what's your MOs for 2024. You know, ultimately, like, what are you looking to do? You don't have to tell me like anything personal. Just like, you know, are you looking to move forward from anything, or maybe just talk about 2023. Like, how was it for you guys? Like, was it a good year? Was it a bad year? Um, you know, just let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for just supporting the channel as well. I've been noticing so many of you guys coming in and subscribing. It's been really cool. I'm just, you know, I'm just some whatever, you know, so it's cool to just see a couple of you guys just tuning in for the channel. I mean, you know, it's like what 100 of y'all, but hey, it counts. It's still really cool to see you guys tuning in, and you know, we're still gonna keep it rolling. We're still gonna keep posting videos. So you know, so nothing's changing. The job won't really affect much as far as I can tell. But if it does, I'll let you guys know. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in though. It's really, really awesome to see some new faces. And hopefully some new faces for this year. So but thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys have had a happy new year. Stay safe out there. I know a lot of people like to drink and drive at this time, so just be safe. And yeah, so that's gonna be it for me, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, I will catch you guys in the next video.